So Reolink sent us this Argus 4K Pro. It is a battery powered camera. So I'll say it right off the jump. It's going to be a little different for some people that are, hey, I want to do power over Ethernet. This is more for someone, say even a renter or the location like that we had. We had no way to run power without several thousands of dollars. And this definitely fixed that situation because it only took us minutes to throw it up, put on the little solar panel and call it a day and add it into the Reolink app. And it records all the different motion things and everything. And it is 4K kind of, given, it is the 1440p, it's not 2160p, but I guess it's really wide. So that's where they're getting that. So it's that 180-degree view, but it is color night vision. There's not a whole lot of lighting in this area in the church and everything there is from like the parking lot. Does a pretty decent job of, bringing in all that detail, especially compared to the previous Argus 2K PT, I think what it is that's up there. It's been up there for a bit. Now, the only issues I've had with this camera, we've had it up several weeks, is just the camera lens themselves because it is out in all the elements and the high humidity in this state. The lenses will be like a little moist in the morning and now like a little dry lens so you can get that better view. But they do dry out once the sun hits things, and but no issues there. We've had it out in the rain, crazy rainstorms, everything. Haven't had any issues with the weather taking it out. Now, of course, you're not going to get like RTSP or anything. They do have that Reolink hub that you can connect all your little solar panel cameras to and everything, and it does give you local recordings with the camera just itself. It's going to record to the micro SD card on it, so if the camera was somehow taken or whatever, then you wouldn't have your recordings. In the app itself, they do have that little motion mark, which puts the little blue squares around things like the people and the cars and everything. And even when you go to the playback, it'll do the same thing. I didn't see that actually in the video download files, but if you can play it back in the app, it works pretty great, and then links everything up and you can see exactly and filter down to, hey, I just want to see people. And then you can pick those recordings out, and you can, of course, remotely download them to your phone if you want to save things. That way you don't have to go back on location and pull those files back down. So that leads us to, would you buy one? Probably yes, especially in a situation where we had here. Is that there's just no way to put a powered camera or even an Ethernet camera out in this location. Just there's no way to run wires without spending a ton of money they don't have. And this allows that situation where they can put several around, just use the Wi-Fi they have, and then the solar panels to pick up power and not have to run power in crazy places around the church. So, of course, you can find all the links for the cameras, everything to pick up one. And I think there's even a discount code there. I'm not sure how long that works for, but they are affiliate links. And the way that does work is there's just helps out the channel, but there's no additional cost to you, and we do appreciate it. Now, Reolink did send this for review, but no additional funds were exchanged, and I didn't even keep the damn thing. I donated it to the church. They were a good test way thing of being able to put this little solar powered camera out in the middle of somewhere that they could actually use day in and day out. So if you want to see more of the hands-on of the camera itself, the unboxing, definitely hang out for the last chapter. And that'll about do it for this one. So you know the drill. Press all them buttons and y'all take care. So it's kind of a small little guy here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So it's only like width-wise, it's a 6-inch ruler. So we're looking at like maybe 5 inches wide or so, and maybe 3 inches deep. Nothing crazy. You do your conversion if you're using the cool metric stuff. So you'll notice it is a dual lens camera. Now, being this is a battery powered solar panel charging, you won't get RTSP, no on-VIF, anything like that, because these cameras like to sleep when they can. Now, you can get straight into the app. The Reolink app's pretty nice. I kind of give them a pass on that. This isn't like a fly-by-night company that just with their bootleg cloud cameras. So this is going to be cloud, but it does store things on the USB, micro SD on the bottom. I keep want to say USB. So you can see we get our micro SD card on the bottom. One does not come with it. Power button, reset button, etc. on the bottom. This is weatherproof, little pop-in deal is on the bottom. Now this is a PIR sensor because I talked about it once to sleep a lot. So that's what they try to utilize to wake things up. And then you're gonna get, looks like warm white. I'm kind of curious to see, is that warm white or IR? Probably thinking that's going to be warm white, looking at the color of them, but what this we'll see and we'll find out later. I'll put something on the clip here. Now the cool thing, this is kind of like their Duo, is it's going to give that full 180-degree look in a Wi-Fi solar panel camera. And this does work well because at the church I can't run an Ethernet around, it'd just be too expensive and then tearing stuff up and everything. But these solar panel ones have worked great out there for what they are, and just, you know, allow them to add some camera stuff where they need it inexpensively. So this also works great like in a rental situation, and I kind of give them a pass because the solar panel, because what sucks about battery cameras is taking the damn things down and recharging them all the time. This, you just put them up, kind of forget about them, and then just look at your notifications of motion, person, whatever it may be. Now this is supposedly going to be 4K. I'll look at the actual resolution. Is that 4K combined of the two, or is this two 4K sensors? I'm not exactly sure. I'll find out and put something on there. So the only other thing on there is the USB on the back. And that's going to be for the solar panel. It is a like little weatherproof pop-in deal. And then the mount, you'll notice a regular little screw hole in the back. And I wanted to see, because the previous Track Mix battery power one kind of sucked on its mount, and it had to be forced down, and I couldn't use it across the little field that we have a current Reolink PT. And this mount actually is kind of neat. Doesn't have that issue. It's the KISS principle. It's just a little simple ball mount. You just unscrew it by hand, run the two screws in. They do give you like a strap if you want to mount it to a tree, but we're gonna be mounting it like on a little eave thing on a sign, probably in the front of the church. And then you just screw this back in. And once you screw it down by hand, it does have a decent amount of tension. I'm sure once I get it mounted up, I can really bear down on it. It won't move at all. So I do like that thing there. And then you'll just screw this in. And I'm curious to see, which I'm sure it's fine, is will it pivot any direction I want? So I have this flat on the sign, and then can I go up? Yep, and then I can go down. I don't have that same issue I had with that little battery-powered Track Mix one. I forgot the exact name of it, but the mount, we had to put it in the back in kind of a weird location. And I don't think I've even done the video on it because I didn't like the mount on it. It kind of sucked the way they had this. But this one looks great. So with that said, I'm going to go throw a micro SD card in it, and we'll go bring it over to the church and see how it does on their Wi-Fi and across that little, front yard area.